Well, another fun event that we get to cover here at Channel 6 Television, and we've been doing that for years too, is the Springfield BPW wine tasting.
You're starting to make me feel old, Gary. We are getting there, aren't we?
No. Still spring chickens.
Yes, still spring chickens. That's us.
I've been covering it for many years.
Many years,
well.
yes.
And that is, yeah, as we mentioned, the BPW Springfield Business and Professional Women's Club's wine tasting, which is a great event.
Yes, it is, Gary, and it's for a good cause, of course, but it's also a lot of fun to be there with all the ladies, all the hats, all the beautiful dresses, you know, and having a wonderful time.
That's right. And this year, the event will be on Saturday, May the 19th, from 6 to 9 p.m., and it'll be at the Louisville Store Building right on Main Street in Springfield. And this year, I'm told they've expanded with more tents outside too, because they get about 600 people or so for this event. So it's a large event, and it's a lot of fun, but it traditionally does rain.
Yes, it does, traditionally.
Yes, but that adds to the fun.
Yes, it does.
But they have the tents, and there's plenty of space for everybody, and there's plenty of wine. So by the time it's all over, you don't care that it's raining, right?
You really don't, Gary. And there's good food. There's hors d'oeuvres.
Right, light hors d'oeuvres.
Light hors d'oeuvres, and then there are lemonade, of course, and for you as well as wine and beer.
Right, and the wine is included with the ticket. The beer you can purchase as well.
And then there's entertainment, there's the silent auction, and then there's the regular auction. So there's something to keep you busy at all times. You know,
right.
there's always something to do, whether you're going around the room signing up for all the silent auction items, or, you know, if you find friends and people you haven't seen for a while, you know, to talk to, chat with. It's just a lot of fun.
And it gives you an opportunity to potentially taste some of the local wineries' samplings,
Yes.
you know, because they try to incorporate all the various wineries from Nelson, Marion, and Washington, but also I believe there are some from Bullitt County that are going to be there this year as well. And in addition to some wines that aren't necessarily local to the area. So it gives you that opportunity to try and sample everything.
Yes, it does. And, you know, they never seem to run out. You know, there's always enough for everybody, enough to go around, and the items that they have for auction are always very nice as well. So, you know, there's a little something for everybody there, you know, so come on out and have some fun.
And again, that is with the Springfield Business and Professional Women's Club, and the monies that they raise, they utilize for scholarships for women in the community to go to, and they do it for traditional and non-traditional students. So it's not just for high school students, it can also be for a non-traditional student, which is nice.
Yeah, well, we had talked about some people, you know, when you have layoffs or downsizings and your job is discontinued, and you might determine that you need a little more education in another field in order to make yourself more hireable, then, you know, you could ask for a scholarship or apply for a scholarship and see if you can't get some additional help to pay for those classes.
Absolutely. And again, it's going to be at the Louisville Store Building, which is right at the corner of Main and Cross Main in downtown Springfield, and then it goes out into the tents as well that you can...
You can't miss it.
Yeah, you can't miss it. It's right literally in the heart of Springfield there.
Yes.
And everybody is welcome to take part. You can buy tickets in advance at some various locations, such as Selwith Hale Realty or Hardin's Jewelry or at the Opera House in Springfield. But also you can get them at the door if you aren't able to get one in advance. So come on out and enjoy that. Well, as we know, we're heading into summer, Yvonne.
Yes, we are. And what did you say, 90 degrees?
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the low 90s today here as we're recording this. And then lighten off a little bit, I think, as the week goes on with more rain. But, you know, today it's supposed to be sunny and hot.
Yes, sunny and hot.
But it's nice. You know, we have a nice breeze here. Yes, I keep saying that.
Yes. There is a nice breeze here, and I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know? Could be a lot worse.
But we've also kicked off the program that we've been doing now, this is our second year, with Country Place Greenhouse in Springfield.
Yes.
And when you think about summer, you think about plants, and a great place to get some plants that already are out there is Country Place Greenhouse.
Yes, it is.
He has a gorgeous selection of some really nice hanging plants. I just got some hanging plants, as well as some that you can put on the counter, or you can plant in your planter, or do whatever you want.
Yeah, just to make your yard and your house look a lot more colorful at this time. Now, I know I've been watching these segments there, and you know, spring was a little wet.
Right.
A lot of wet, actually. So, but he has all those plants waiting for you that you didn't get in the
Absolutely.
spring. He's still got a whole bunch of them out there, of your hanging plants, like you said, which are sort of his specialty, I think, because I think he likes those. I think he likes those
great.
hanging plants, and they all look wonderful. And if there's anything you're looking for, you just let him know. He even has succulents too, so he's got everything.
Absolutely. And also, when I was there recently, people were buying their tomatoes, because I know you love your tomatoes,
Yes,
right?
I do.
And it's time to do some planting there. But also, another one of our advertisers who has a great selection, if you're looking for seeds themselves, is Berkman Feed in Lebanon. They have a great assortment of plant seeds as well that you can go and get if you're looking to plant your garden now. That'd be a great opportunity to go to Berkman Feed and Seed right in Lebanon as well on Depot Street, and you can go down and get some of them. And the Country Place Greenhouse is across from the Lebanon Springfield Airport for go see Bernie out there, so that you heard about him on Channel 6 TV as well, and at Berkman Feed. And either one of those can help you with whatever you need for planning and making your summer beautiful.
Yes, and it's amazing that Bernie knows the name of every single plant in the world, I believe.
He's knowledgeable.
He's a very knowledgeable man, and he's willing to share his information with you. So go out there and talk to him.
Absolutely.
He can help you out.
Absolutely. So here's Bernie from Country Place Greenhouse.
Welcome to the Country Place Greenhouse Show. Today we are going to be talking about a little bit about what we've done differently here in the greenhouse. Country Place is located directly across from the Lebanon Springfield Airport on Highway 55. Now what we've done this year, and Gary can show down here a little bit, maybe we've moved our building back to give us more room right there by the cash register. We think this is going to be a big plus for our customers. This will give us more room when we get everything organized. When they come up to get checked out and all, it's made it a lot more accessible and workable for everyone concerned. Now, what we do have this year has been a very, very difficult year for all of us, in that it has not gone ahead and been a traditional spring as we'd like to have, where it'd be a little warmer in the month of April. But it looks like we're going to have to wait for May to come along before it really gets warm. And this has posed a lot of problems for greenhouses, for us, for everyone, and that people have not been able to plant because it's been so difficult, as far as we might have a day of sunshine, 2 days of rain, and then 2 days of cold, and back and forth all the time. And it's been a very, very difficult year for us. Very difficult year. Now, we still have product though that is ready to go, and we have the product ready, but of course I don't think you as a customer are quite ready at this point in time. But it will get there. They say summer will come eventually. Now this year we've gone ahead and, besides moving the building back in the front, we have the potatoes the seed potatoes, you can still do them. We have all the seed that you can go ahead and buy. It's a self-service type operation where it's 70 cents for a tablespoon. We also have some iron sets. I have a hard time saying the word irons, but we do have that. And then we also have the bulbs as well as the sets. We'll have some candy that's coming in by tomorrow at the latest, and a lot of people like the candy sets because they go ahead and or slips, because they go ahead and make a nice big iron for them. Now we do have we'll have a full line of ornamentals that, as far as the elephant ears go. We got some big elephant ears coming along. We got small elephant ears. We got all different sizes. We got the right in front of us here, we have the ferns that we have, the upright ferns, the Kimberly Queens, and then we have a number of the mandevillas. We have them in a smaller pot as well as in the bigger pot over there by the soil. But these will be things that really you need to wait a few more days till it gets warmer. Now we do have the garden soil. Now we have a good quality garden soil. We try to go with a garden soil that has a lot of sphagnum peat in it and the necessary ingredients. A little different than most of the garden soils you see in the store, but we feel like these are some of the things that we use in our own growing, and we feel it will be beneficial to you to use the same type material. And one thing I do want to say, that people get a little confused about this, about that you go by weight of a bag, or the 40-pound bag or 50-pound bag. We always go ahead and tell people you got to go by how many cubic feet is in a bag, and same goes for mulch. You got to figure out cubic feet. Cubic feet is the most important thing to go by, because that gives you an accurate measurement of what type of material, how much you're getting per bag. Now, if you ever have trouble figuring that, I'll be glad to help you out with that, or Mike would be glad here in our retail to help you figure out, how many cubic feet you need to have. Sometimes people struggle a little bit with that. Now, we also have a lot of patio pots right up here. We'll go up here, and below the big ferns, we have a lot of big ferns that are coming along really good. We have some twisted hibiscus, as well as geranium patio pots. We have a combination patio pots that have the calibrachoa, the bidens in them. These are plants that do well throughout the summer, and with the proper watering and not overwatering, they come along. Now, plants this year, we've noticed a little bit that they haven't flowered quite as profusely as we'd like to have them do, but it takes sunshine, and as you well know, we don't have sunshine. Sunshine makes us as people feel better. We're not as depressed, etc. When it's not sunshine, it gets gloomy, and everybody says, it's a heck of a day, But we are going to have sunshine, and it will go ahead. If you notice a difference, how much better you feel on a sunshiny day. And the plants do the same thing. They feel a lot better, and they grow a lot better when we have days of sunshine. So that's just a very common thing that you have to think about. Now we'll move down through here, and we'll talk about some other things that we have. This particular plant is a bougainvillea. Now, they're kind of contrary little devils. Some people grow them really, really well. We had a big tree in here. It got damaged a little bit by the cold weather this winter, but it's coming back out now. But you can take these bougainvillea, and sometimes you can pinch the tip of them, and that way it makes more leaves come out, because really this was not a bloom, it's a modified leaf. And to get the new leaves coming out, it will go ahead and give you more blooms. And they're really quite a pretty plant, and quite attractive. I think they grow more in the tropical areas, and again, they like the warm and they like sunshine. It's just something that we all like a whole lot of. This year we burned a lot of wood this year. Matter of fact, more wood than they've ever burned before, and several years since we've been burning wood, and it's just one of those deals. Over here at the end of the, you'll see some begonias that we have, begonia patio pots, and they're doing very well. Down in range 5, which is where we grow most of the product, we have a huge number of all the plants. The place is full, it's packed. We're trying to struggle to find room to put everything out and get it spaced out properly so that it will maintain its size and shape and all. Now back here, this is kind of some different things that we're having more of. We have the Asiatic lilies, and they will come back next year. And that's something I think that you could plant in your garden, and it would do very well. They will come back every year, and right now they're getting ready to bloom, and I think they would, right now they make a good house plant, or something that you could set in your patio and then plant the plant outside. And next year, these bulbs will come back up, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Now, we have some other plants here. Besides the elephant ears, on the ground we have some banana trees. Now, some of them are just starting to come up, but we'll have several banana trees we started, and they have gone ahead and they're rooting right now, and then they'll come up and be quite nice. Now this year, in addition to what we've had before, we have quite a few succulent plants. The succulent is a real good plant, and it's something that a lot of people like to do little pots of, or they maybe keep it as a house plant. There's a lot of different ways you can use them, and we have over 50 different varieties this year, which is pretty substantial compared to what we've had in the past. Quite substantial. And sometimes there's just a little difference coloration in the leaf as opposed to the other ones, and you just have to look at it real careful. And we'll move down the bench, but you can see all the different succulents that we do have. And like I said, they're low water, so you don't want to overwater them. We have to be very careful about not overwatering them, because they do go ahead and they don't like a lot of water. And that's the whole beauty of them, and that they can grow without a lot of water. We also have some cactuses at the end of the table. Those would be something that people like. They always are intrigued a little bit by cactus. You don't want to touch the little devils, but they are quite unique in a lot of respects. So that's something you can go ahead and use in the garden, or you could use in your little house plants or decorations on the porch. If you want to make like a little planter, it works out a lot better. We also have right here, we have some foliage plants. This is the spider plant that we have. Now they're supposed to help clean the air inside the house, but that's kind of a different kind of a plant, and it puts out a lot of little babies, and you can see it at that point in time. Across the table we have the bridal veil, which is really quite nice right now. They're blooming very nicely, and they're quite attractive. Bridal veil is a real pretty plant. It's more of a green type plant. If it does go ahead and has this little flower on it, that works out very well. Well, I'd like to thank you for listening today to the show. I'm Bernie with Country Place Greenhouse. We're located directly across from the airport road. I do want to mention one thing. You might see the patch on my head, and I really tell people jokingly that I had a chip put in to help my memory out, but really I just had a mole removed, and it's something I think we all need to keep checking on, but it's just fine, and I just want you to be aware of that. Thank you for listening to today's show.